and that's what you'll see next as the update continues.
So I'm going to do a couple close-ups, and then I'm going to back up so I can get the signage. Okay. Please smile. Okay, so that's good.
Garrett, do you want to hop in too? Oh, you trying to be...
And there you go. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
There we go.
Hey, can you two chat with each other about what this is?
All right, Tricia Klatt, we just saw the ribbon cutting out here, your brand new business. I've actually been out here for a couple months. Very honestly, I've not heard of it. Who's it for?
Mobile Health Partner is for any of the business and industries in the low area. They can come in and we provide services such as first aid, CPR, AED, bloodborne pathogen training, and we also provide drug and alcohol testing. We also now started with hair testing as well.
Any criteria?
No criteria, they just need to come in. We work very closely with the designated employee representative, which is a DER, and we set up services for them, mainly for the drug, hair, or alcohol testing.
Tricia, why do you choose tomah? Why tomah?
I feel tomah needs these services. I need to have availability for these services. So I decided to set up shop here, and we also do go on site to provide the same services as well. So pretty much drug, hair, alcohol testing. We also go on site to do first aid, CPR, AED training, and we go ahead and do reasonable suspicion training for those supervisors or leads that have to pretty much keep an eye on their employees for any type of drug or alcohol abuse.
When you're looking for a location in Tomah, where we are right now, is this your number one choice?
Yeah, after looking at quite a few different locations, this is the perfect location for us because it does have the availability for semi-drivers to pull in because there is a nice large parking lot.
So what's a typical day for you? You have a typical day?
Not really. A typical day is sometimes instead of the employees having to call in and sitting on the schedule with the hospital or clinic, I have a very close relationship with a lot of the businesses, and they either text me or they go ahead and give me an email or they give me a call and tell me that somebody's coming in. But the typical day, it's hard to judge that because it could be a last-minute walk-in for a post-accident or a last-minute walk-in for a drug screen.
How many people do you employ out here?
Pretty much it's myself, which is full-time, and then we have about 4 other part-time employees.
Okay, you're located right on Superior Avenue, next to All American Do It Center, but you kind of look for you guys. You're kind of on the right-hand side, aren't you?
Yes, right on right-hand side, and we are south of the strip mall, which is just south of All American Do It Center. And another thing is, keep in mind that we do go all the way to northern Wisconsin, all the way up to Hayward and down to Prairie du Chien, pretty much on the west side of Wisconsin.
So how many places like we're at right now, are you the only one that does this in Wisconsin, or are there other ones around Wisconsin?
Oh, I'm sure there's probably some other ones in Wisconsin, but mainly on the east side of the state.
Okay, that's good to know. So you love your location. If you look at if somebody's looking in right now and they say, I'm not sure, it could be, but I'm not sure, myself, a family member, a friend of mine, what would you say to them if they're not sure if you can help them out? What would you suggest to them?
I would just say come on in, stop in. I would love to have you walk through look at the building, walk
Sure.
through the services that we can provide, or give me a call, or better yet, give me an email at mobilehealthpartner@gmail.com.
Okay, what's the phone number? How do they get a hold of you? Patricia, the phone number. What's that?
Phone number here is 608-633-7354. Would love to speak to you further about any services that we can help you out with.
And we had video of you holding up the dollar a moment
Yes.
ago. What's that all about?
That is from the Tomah Chamber, and I'd love to be part of that. They're wonderful people, and they've helped me all the way through this whole opening.
So you couldn't have picked a day when it was in the 50s, could you?
No, I could not. We had to
Picked
make
the
sure
night.
it was cold.
We haven't had a cold day in over
Yeah.
30 days, and you picked today.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Tomah. Thank you for your time, and I know you're very busy. Thank you for sitting down with me. I appreciate it, Tricia. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Take care.
All right, Chamber Director and CEO Tina Thompson. Tina, we talked last week and we said it's very unique for the Chamber to have a ribbon cutting in February, but we just saw one. This is a very unique business, isn't it?
It is. And They've been in business doing on-site care for about the last 4 years and really got to a point where they felt the need to expand, to have a more permanent location, growth, more services, that type of thing. So it was a good time, it was a good fit. I think it kind of attributes itself to the fact that there was a need here in Tomah that they felt they could kind of get into and help support the area businesses a little bit more. So they were working closely with manufacturing, transportation, those like-minded industries, and able to serve them a little bit more.
We haven't talked about this. I'm going to throw you a curveball.
Sure.
Hopefully you won't be mad at me.
Nope.
People knew we were possibly going to talk today. There are people in Tomah that are concerned about the empty buildings in downtown Tomah. Mm-hmm. You're aware of this, obviously. Are you concerned about that?
It's always concerning. I think there's several different kind of factors that are going on. People are a little bit gun shy right now with inflation on investing in brick and mortar. We've learned in the last 4 years many industries, businesses can do online and virtual alone. So, trying to keep those expenses down. We do want our downtown and any business in the surrounding area to be able to draw in visitors and have a place for people to go and, have a thriving location. But I think people are a little bit gun shy right now too.
I totally agree. Have you tried the pickles yet, by the way?
The pickles were delicious.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
They are very
it was
good.
a little bit of between a bread and butter and a dill, but there was a nice little balance there.
Tina, we'll see you at the Chamber very shortly, end of the month, right?
Yes,
Chamber
yes. We have
banquet.
our banquet coming up the last Monday in February, always. We have over 300 people registered now, some great entertainment coming, a local Wisconsin author and comedian. We're thrilled. We were looking through the list of registrations yesterday, and it's everything from healthcare to industry to big business to your small businesses that have buildings in downtown Tomah, and we're excited about the mix of people that'll be there and people that want to engage with us.
And my thinking is this, how many years for the Chamber banquet? It's been a while,
This will be our
right?
62nd year.
All
for
right,
the
I know
banquet.
you were well over 50. 62nd year.
Yep.
Now, obviously, you haven't been at all of them, obviously. But
No.
No.
I will say I think my first one was probably the 47th, 45th that I was able to go to.
Really?
I've been at everyone since then.
I'll let you mingle, have another pickle if you feel free. Thanks, team. Appreciate your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Greg, always.
So on this portion of the community update, we've been out here at Mobile Health Partner, located out where Minuteman Press is. You can see them right off Superior Avenue, right next to All American Do It Center, but they're located on the right-hand side of the building, so you got to look for them. As you said, it's a Suite 5. But we hope you enjoyed the ribbon cutting. We also want to thank everybody that was nice enough to talk with us here on the update for this ribbon cutting on Friday, February 16th. All right, as the update continues, we're talking with Sean Zabinski on your left, Jab Chesser on your right. We're talking about something coming up in May, and it all deals with anybody, I guess, that, like myself, can identify with this, the TV show Dukes of Hazzard. Of course, we had the General was on with the car, Tom Wopat was on there, and Tom Wopat, let's start off there, Sean. Tom Wopat, who was on Dukes of Hazzard, is related to you. Tell me about that.
Well, he's a cousin, and it started off with a simple conversation at Leo and Leona's out in Newburgh Corners, and he was out there for a pop-up concert, which he happens to do once in a while if he's at Moon Tunes in La Crosse. And so what he'll do is he'll put a concert on at the La Crosse Park, and then he'll come to Leo and Leona's and do a pop-up concert. So I went up there for one of his pop-up concerts because I knew he was in the area, and I got into a discussion with him about putting on a concert for the Historical Preservation Commission and for the museum for a fundraiser, and he had agreed. And then before I ran it across him, I was sitting at a cousin's house, and she had brought it up to me and say, "Hey, why don't you get Tom to do a concert for you?" And I'm sure he would do that for you. And so that's kind of how that worked out.
Now, did he have any clue you were related to him?
Not at first, not until we pieced it together.
Okay.
Yep, but it was
Okay.
kind of funny because it was through the Burkhalter side.
Oh, sure. So once you so do you think the fact you related to him kind of swayed him to say, yeah, I'll do it for you?
I don't know. He had other commitments. There was 2 other people that had contacted him for the same day, but he kind of gave us some preferential treatment. And
All right.
so he was willing to come and do this for us.
Show's going to be May 1st at the Gold Building and Recreation Park, so...
May 4th.
May 4th.
What did I just say?
First.
May 4th, excuse me, Saturday, May 4th, correct?
Correct.
Gold Building Recreation Park, so we don't have to worry about the elements. Now, for Tom Wopat fans, and I knew he was out there, but what type of music can we expect if we go to his concert? What does he do?
It's a little bit of country, a little bit of old-time rock and roll, and that's about his mixture.
Is the general going to be there, the car itself?
Yes.
Wow,
Yep. And the Boss Hog car should be there too.
okay. Which brings up the other fact, also going on that same day, you have a car show, right?
Yes, we do. Car show is from noon until 4. We have reached out to several different groups. There's 2 different Model T clubs we have reached out to. We've reached out to the car club at the VA. Though I have not heard back from that person. I am having a hard time connecting with them. I have been in contact with the Mississippi Mudcats, been in contact with Wizard of Rod, and so far the support has been really, really good. Just the other day, I stopped in at Harris Crossings in Sparta at a bar up there and put in flyers, and right away I had 4 people that signed up just to be in the car show itself that day.
So if people are looking in right now, Sean, and they want to be a part of the car show, they get a hold of you, or how do they make that happen?
They can either call the museum, they can email the museum, also Grace Blasky. The phone number is on the sheet there,
On the
Greg.
flyer? Okay.
To
We'll put
contact
that on the
Grace.
screen visually when we get done, yeah.
Yep. And Grace has been a biggest supporter of that. She's the primary one that's been putting it together along with myself.
Why did we pick May 4? Is that the date, just any specific reason why we went with Saturday, May 4th?
Well, it was the only day that really I could get the fairgrounds
Okay, that's what I thought.
to have
That's
that
what I thought.
event there.
And you've really got it all laid out. I'm looking at it's in the Gold Building, you have a car show from noon to 4.
Yep,
And then
and
there's
then-
actual what after that?
Well, from noon to 4, Tom is going to do a meet and greet.
All
So
right.
he will be on the grounds during that time, and he will be out mingling amongst the people and talking to people. And if people want autographs, they can get autographs that day.
Autographs probably won't be free, will they?
I'm not sure. I
Yeah,
do know he
yeah.
charges, but I do not know how much he does charge for that.
Okay, so during the car show, the 4-hour car show, he's going to be mingling and doing
Yes.
autographs. I would imagine people are going to want to take their picture with him, right?
Yep.
And then after that, you have a meal before the concert, right?
Yes, we do.
Talk about the meal for me.
Meal starts roughly about 5 o'clock, and it's going to be catered by Murray's on Main. And as far as I know, it should be a really nice meal. It should be a 2-piece chicken dinner, a vegetable, mashed potatoes, gravy, dessert. And NASA will be out there. They will be selling water, pop, and beer.
Wow.
They will be covering that aspect. And we should have some nice raffles, some 50-50
A
raffles.
50-50 raffle, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Silent auction, anything like that or not?
I don't know about the silent auction as much.
We're actually, it's gonna be, we have some people that are donating baskets, so we're gonna have some sort of a raffle. We're not quite sure how we're gonna do it just yet. But, they can buy, and then we'll be giving the baskets away when the band takes a break or something like that, or before, when the band takes a break, and then afterwards.
And the proceeds go to the Tomah Museum, and it's a big deal for you guys, because you need these type of things to keep the ball rolling, don't you?
Well, we get half. We're splitting it down the middle between us and the Historical Preservation Commission that is part of the city, where I'm also on the commission for that, for trying to preserve, may hopefully revitalize the downtown.
But we should clarify one thing though. the HPC it's a city committee. However, our funds are separate. These funds will be used for community projects, so it will go back out to better the community.
Yeah. And that's just about the way it is with the museum. We've got several projects that are coming up that we want to do to embrace more of our history in our area. And so this will be really helpful. It'll help build our coffer a little bit so that we can go ahead and start doing a few things like what we were looking for.
Since you moved the museum, Main Street, Superior Avenue, your numbers haven't gone up. They've gone up dramatically, haven't they?
What? Oh,
Your
yes.
numbers have gone up dramatically since you're on Superior Avenue right now, where obviously people can see you.
Yeah. Last year we had close to 3,000 people
Wow.
that came to visit. We have a sign-in book that we request because we like to keep track of the numbers. The Wisconsin State Historical Society would like to know how many we do have coming, and we are not affiliated with them, but we are very close contact. They help us, we help them.
I know you rely also a lot on volunteers down there, don't you? A lot of
Oh,
volunteers
yes,
come
and
through,
we
yeah.
could use some volunteers. We've got a
Okay.
new project coming up where we're going to be digitizing a lot of our our pictures and newspapers and stuff that we don't want to keep out on the floor because they could get damaged. And so I'm going to need some help with some technical people who know how, are willing to be trained
Okay.
on the new scanner system and help me.
So they just stop down and talk to you, it's that easy.
Well, you can talk to me or Jim.
Okay.
I'm only in partial. I'm one of the
Sure.
volunteers. Jim is actually the only paid person with the museum. Everything else is volunteer. And we could sure use some more volunteers this year. We've had a lot of people that have had because of
Sure.
getting things going on with the family. We've lost a few of our volunteers this
Sure.
year, so we would like to. And if you've got any questions on that, you can call Jim,
Sure.
or you can email us.
Yeah.
Check our website, which is tomahmuseum.com,
Right.
and that's got all the information on there that you would need to know.
So if somebody wants to help out, you'll kind of walk them through, you'll kind of train them if need be, right?
Beg your pardon?
If somebody wanted to help out, you will kind of train them, you'll walk them through what
Oh,
to do?
definitely would
Okay.
be training.
Sure.
Our docents, which is our volunteers that sit at the front desk,
Yeah.
they're trained on our exhibits and stuff, and then meeting and greeting people. And if they can't answer the question, they get with Jim or with our curator, which is Kathleen Hyatt, and we try to do what we can. Now, just so you know, the museum is free.
Correct.
That's-
All right, Deb, just between you and I, Dukes of Hazzard, we're talking about Tom Mopat coming here in May. Just between you and I, when you were growing up, did you watch Dukes of Hazzard?
Of
Did you watch
course.
that? Were you in love with Tom or anybody on that show?
I didn't do that kind of
Oh,
thing, but I
okay.
did like the show, and
Uh-huh.
I like both of them. We mostly watched it because of Buck,
Okay.
the guy who played Buck, because we had seen him in a lot of different shows and stuff. And also the guy who played the sheriff, and my dad was an old Western person, so
So really, Sean, what you're dealing with, if we're talking Tom Mopat, you're dealing with really a generation issue here where people like myself certainly know who you're talking about, but the younger people don't have a clue, do they? So how do you sell this concert?
Well, that's an interesting concept because I've been out handing out flyers, and I did come across a younger person, and they're like, "Tom who?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "You ever hear of Dukes of Hazzard?" No. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
or
But-
they've heard of the new Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, the new one people have heard of, but not the
Yeah,
older
that's
one.
true. Yeah, there was a new one. I forgot about that. So were you a Dukes of Hazzard fan growing up then?
Yes.
Or? Okay. We talked off the air a couple of weeks ago to set this interview up. At that point, I said, how are tickets going? You said you didn't really know, but as we sit down in this mild February, almost the middle of February already, how are tickets going here in February?
Well, we have just about pretty near, 250 sold, because I just ordered another 250 tickets, because we're out of the meal tickets.
Do you have any idea how much seating you're planning on? Do you have any idea how many tickets you could sell?
Up to 800.
Okay, so you're a third there.
A third of the way.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What's the cost of tickets, by the way? We should talk about that.
So, if you would like to come for a meal and a concert, that meal ticket is $60. If you just want to come for the concert, it's $30.
So the tickets you sold so far, is it kind of 50-50? They just want the concert? How many
Mostly
people
the
say I
meal
want
ticket.
the whole deal?
Mostly a meal ticket.
Which would make sense.
Yep, those are going. We have quite a few white tickets left.
Yes, but well, the meal tickets will probably have to stop selling about 2 weeks before the program, because
Yeah.
we'll have to let
Yeah.
Mike know
Should
what
get
he's
him
gonna
an
have to
idea
have
what's
per
gonna be all
count for
about, yeah.
food. But we will be continuing after that point, selling the white tickets, and we will also, if there's still room, we will be selling them the day of the concert as well.
Sean, can people go online and get tickets, or aren't you doing that? Can they go online, or do they need to get a hold of you in person, or what's the easiest way I'm looking in right now to get a ticket? Are there businesses in town that have tickets?
Oh, yes. So, you can contact anybody who sits on the museum board of directors.
Okay.
Most of them have a packet of tickets on them. Members of the HPC group, most of those members have tickets. I do have tickets distributed out at Murray's on Main. The Brick Sip House has tickets. The Elbow Room has tickets. I do have to get tickets down to Kelsey's and the Strike Zone,
Okay.
and they will be selling them. And then over in Sparta, I want to get to Sparta Floral and the Zone. I haven't approached them yet, so I'm hoping that they will carry them over there.
Just out of curiosity, what does HPC stand for?
Historical Preservation Commission.
Of course, I should have known that. Yes, of course I should have known that. All right, Deb, you may have already touched on this earlier, but half the money for the Tom Mopat concert will go to the museum. But do you have any specific ideas where that money could go right now, or is it too
Well,
hard
like I
to
said,
tell?
we've got a lot of projects.
Yeah.
We just ordered our digital scanner that we had to get, which was a little bit more expensive than we thought it was gonna be, so hopefully some of that money will go for that. But we basically use it for new acquisitions, that kind of stuff. And we're in the process of just upgrading our whole digital and computer system. Right today, Jim is over in Green Bay to find out about how we might be able to have kiosks of on computers where people can be
Sure.
interactive ones. And so we'll be raising money for that, so I'm sure part of this will be allocated. It's, our board is real specific, and we watch our nickels real close.
Yeah, I know you do.
So, and, anything that preserves the history of the Tomah area, if we need to, purchase something, we get a board approval, and then we go ahead and do it. But the money works for the area, not just for the people that work there.
Okay, switching gears for a moment, and we touched on it earlier, but Jim contacted me recently. For people looking in, you have many, many copies of the Tomah Journal from way, way back.
Yes.
And they're together. They're in big, they're taking up a lot of room, but you're trying to get rid of those. So if there's somebody looking in right now that may be interested in some of those,
Yeah,
do they
they
contact you, or what do they do?
They give us a call at the museum, or go out on our website. There's a thing there that they can click in and send us a note. Or just stop in and talk to Jim, and we see what we can do and talk about. We have all of the Tomah journals from the conception in the 1800s
Yes.
up through 2007, but on microfilm.
Right.
But there's several after the 2007 we don't have on microfilm yet, and that's what that's gonna be the first project on the digitizing them.
And then I would imagine later on in May, down the road, you typically have fundraisers like brat sales and stuff
Oh,
like that.
yeah,
So
we-
you probably have that coming up in the near future also, right?
Yeah, we also have monthly or sometimes twice a month, we have special presentations of people coming in and doing presentations on area things that go on. And like in March, we have a gentleman that is from Tomah here who's going to be doing a presentation on Teddy Roosevelt, and he
Yeah.
is going to be portraying our 26th president doing that. And then Jim is going to be doing a slideshow on the start of Superior Avenue.
Sure.
And then we have another author coming in April who wrote the book Badger Flying Aces, of all the flying aces in the Wisconsin area. And of course, our gentleman who has the Britsap is going to be having a book signing at the Little Red Schoolhouse.
Yep.
For his Little Red Schoolhouse.
Yeah, you've got a lot going on, don't you?
Yeah.
I know, Deb, you're always looking for members. And
Oh, yes.
if people looking in right now, how easy is it? How did they become a member? How do you make that happen?
Well, you can come in, go out on our website, call us, or send a check in.
Membership is very cheap, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, it's $20 for individual, 25 for family, and 30 for business.
Okay.
And you just send it to our post office box with your name and your address on it, or not our post office box, our mailbox, and we will get back with you and get you your card and everything to you.
Deb, appreciate you sitting down and talking with me along with Sean. So May 4th, when Tom Wolpat comes here, he's not going to look the same as he did on Dukes of Hazzard, right?
No, he's aged.
Okay, how old is he, out of curiosity, do you know?
63.
Oh, he's in his
63,
60s.
64.
Oh, he's in his 60s. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Well, we should mention between now and May 4th, we're going to have you guys back again, give us an update how tickets are going, but we just want it's February. We want to get the word out. It doesn't seem like February. It's 50, 60 degrees every day, but we'll have you guys back closer to May 4th to get the word out again. But individually, in a moment, I'll show people everything they need to know, when it is, how to get tickets, that type of thing. Anything else we should be talking about, Sean, that comes to mind?
Yes, we're also looking for sponsors.
Okay,
if
that's good.
anybody would like to sponsor the event, they're more than welcome. We have a sponsorship form. They can use it as a tax write-off. It's open to anyone, businesses or individuals.
Do you want to talk on the air about prices or not the sponsor?
The sponsorship is open. There is not
Okay.
a specific
Okay,
price
so
set.
whatever dollar amount, you'd welcome
Yep.
any dollar amount.
Whatever a person would like to donate, they certainly may do that.
Or baskets.
Or a basket. Yep.
Okay. So if I wanted to sponsor it, I obviously don't have a basket, but my business name would be up somewhere. Is that how it works?
Yes.
Yes, there
Yeah.
will be a sponsor list.
Yep. Everybody that does make a donation through the sponsor will be recognized.
So there's not a chance that Tom could write a song that same day about the Hagen Sports Network? There's not a chance that could happen? Or
You never know.
yeah, you never know, do you?
I do talk to him during the weekends, so
Okay.
yeah.
Does he know anything about Tomah? Have you told him
Oh, yes.
anything about? What have you told him?
He actually comes around. He doesn't live too far away from here because he's
Right.
got a farm down in Lodi.
He should come down to one of our downtown Thursday nights. He'd love that, wouldn't he?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you do stay in touch with him.
Oh yes.
Okay. You think you're in his will at all, or?
I don't know about that, but
You've never asked him that. You want me to ask him for you? I could. You know, I can make small talk as good as anybody. Okay. Deb Chesser on your right, Sean Slavinsky on your left. We're talking about the Tom Wolpat concert coming up on Saturday, May 4th, Gold Building in Tomah. Tickets, meal, depends what you want to do. We'll show you all the details in a moment. Ladies, thank you for talking with me. We'll talk again down the road.
all right,
Thank
sounds
you.
good, Greg. Thanks.
Thank you.
guys, the update continues. We talked with Mike Hanson, District Administrator, about their school board meeting at Robert Cooper Learning Center last night, February 19th. Normally we save gifts and monies for the end, but we're going to put that first today, aren't we?
Right, yeah, we had a nice meeting last night, but I just want to start off with some wonderful donations to the school district that support so many different clubs. The Warren Softball Association donated $250 to the Warren Safety Patrol, from the Oakdale Area Snowmobile Association to Oakdale Elementary for their Positive Activity Fund, a $250 donation. Donation from Pete and Elaine Rickert to the limited edition show choir trip in the amount of $500. Also from Links Networks for Oakdale Elementary, a $300 donation to their Positive Activity Fund. From the Oakdale Fire Department to Oakdale Elementary Positive Activity Fund, a $250 donation. And from Oakdale, from their Oakdale Book Fair, a donation to the Oakdale Positive Activity Fund of $750. And the Tomah Youth Wrestling donated $1,800 as a gift toward a wrestling mat. And the Tomah Health Tomah Health donated $3,688 for negative lunch accounts. The aggregate this month was $7,788. And what we'd like to highlight is all of these meaningful donations, but when you take a look at it, all the wonderful programs throughout the school district that our community patrons are supporting. So we're very, very honored to receive those gifts.
And we look at enrollment for January, good numbers, right?
Yeah. So we take our enrollment snapshots in September and January, and in September of 23, that count was 3,143 students total. And then we have an adjusted count for January, when we do our count in January of 2024, 3,182 students. So we're up about 39 students, and not all in one area, so it was really spread throughout the school district. So that's just a great space to be level to absolutely increasing. We really appreciate that. So that's just speaks volumes as to how things are going, and really I hope it speaks to the families moving into the Tomah area. There's so many opportunities with wonderful businesses and such, so a great place to live and grow as a family too, and we're seeing some of that growth right now here in the school district.
So is 39 the highest number since you've been here?
It's been, it has been coming into this year. We're up about 30 to 40, so into the 40s is very good for us, getting close to that. So like I mentioned, it's in my experience coming from some rural areas to be level to increasing, wonderful space to be in.
Mike, I know you also want to talk about focus groups, right?
Yes, you bet. So another part of our meeting, each of our board academies over the last several months, 2 months for sure, and then our board regular education meetings, we've had Bray and Associates as well as Market and Johnson there. They are reviewing options for our long-range facility plan. So we're getting a bit deeper with options that we've tailored down toward those that the Board of Education would like to present in community focus groups. And so I wanted to quickly walk through the opportunities for our community members to attend some community focus groups, take a look at these options, provide feedback for the Board of Education, and they'll take that and continue to tailor down to see what direction they'd like to go in terms of facility needs in the future. Could be new building needs, renovation needs. There's just some different options to take a look at, and we really value and we want community input on those. So I wanted to quickly highlight the upcoming facility planning and information sessions and feedback sessions. Our first one is February 27th at 6:30 p.m. at the middle school cafeteria. And then on March 5th, we have two of them. One starts at noon at Robert Cooper Learning Center, and the other one starts at 6:30 p.m. at Robert Cooper Learning Center. Those are open to the public. Bray and Associates will be there, and they'll lead that conversation, bring out the three or four options we're taking a look at right now, and what the board would like from community members is to gather that feedback. What are the pathways that our community is feeling are important to take a look at as well. So a really important time in our school district. We're continuing that fact-finding around facility planning, and we'll highly encourage our community to come out to those live. We are planning a facility survey for April. We've done one of those in the past on facilities, so now we're getting back into that. So a really pivotal time for us this spring into summer as the board plans long-range facility plans.
Briefly touch on it, if you don't mind, Mike, for the people that may not know what you're talking about. It's dealing with possibilities of new schools down the road?
Yeah, new school
Okay.
possibility.
Okay.
There's some possibilities of new schools.
Sure.
A possibility of renovations of schools.
Sure.
So these are the conversations around what does the big picture look like, and then tailoring that down to the possibility of a referendum question moving forward. So a really important planning time. We want folks to come out, get to those focus and information and feedback sessions. There'll be a survey that's sent out to everyone,
Okay.
and so really important time. And feel free to stop into our offices if anyone needs information. On our district website, there is a section under fiscal planning, and you can see some of the curation of how those documents, how those plans have been moving forward over time in terms of what options might be viable in our school district. So no central question yet for a
Right.
referendum.
Right.
We're still building that pathway, and that pathway can only be built with all the information we can get from our community members, so we value that very much.
So the bottom line is you're really hoping for a lot of input from the community, correct?
Yes, through in-person or through a survey, so we really value that.
Mike, when we sat down last month, we knew coming up school board in January, the special election in February would be, what's the scenario 45-15 at
Right.
Lemon Wire? We now have
Yeah.
that answer, correct?
So yes, you bet. The board voted to continue on with the 45-15 modified calendar in the next year. So they'll just continue to do what they've always done since 17-18, move through and do the 45 days on, 15 off. We'll continue to walk that calendar through into the future. So all is complete on that side of things. So that was our unfinished business portion of the meeting.
A lot of people really like, and I talked to faculty, I've talked to parents, teachers, kids that are there, parents of kids that are there, and they really like that. They like the 45-15, don't they?
They do, and it's
Yeah.
going to continue to move forward with the board action last night.
All right, we want to talk about the Tomah Senior High School Show Choir. They've been grand champions 3 times this year. They'll have the big show choir concert along with the middle school coming up next Friday, March
Yeah.
1st. Alyssa Bowie, Andrea Mason, and Cameron Finch all going to state in wrestling this weekend. Good luck to
Yes.
them. It's a busy time of year,
It's
isn't
a
it?
great time of year. You've got so many of our clubs, activities, athletics, co-curriculars, the arts, everything is in motion. What's really great is they're just busy year-round, and that's what keeps our students engaged and active, and just a wonderful opportunity for folks to go out and enjoy those different activities, and it really is a very enriching experience for those of us that get to be a part of the audience,
Yeah.
a part of the crowd, a part of the fan base, but also certainly for those young people to build a skill, to learn something new, or to really go deep in a passion of theirs. And you can see that in all of the different performances on the athletic and co-curricular and arts fronts. It is just absolutely amazing. So hats off to everyone in Tomah for their great gifts and talents. That's our adults that are a part of that, and our students too that get to enjoy that, and hopefully grow that passion into possible career path or opportunity to volunteer or work in their future in that space.
Also going on this weekend at the high school is the elementary musical. So
Yes,
there's a
you
lot
bet.
going on.
Absolutely, very busy. So that takes a lot too. So proud and honored of our directors involved with that, and the little ones taking part, and to our families, friends. Those are some of the biggest attended productions that we can have. So really enjoy those as well.
So Mike, just between you and I as we wrap it up, when we talked about sitting down in February, as we are right now, did either one of us see 50-degree weather?
That's right. So I live out where I can see the pins go up on the
Yeah.
golf course,
Yeah.
and I know, oh, is it spring already? Because
Mhm.
the third hole's got one on there already. So from a school district perspective, I love it. There was one day that Tom Dummermuth, our director of transportation, we still went out one morning last week, because that's just in our blood when we see the potential out there to
Yeah.
get out And the reason we do go out is student safety and faculty safety, number one, every time. So by the time you see someone rolling on County Highway G or 00 at 3:30 in the morning, it'll be those wonderful folks that are clearing the road. And it'll be Tom D and the rest of the team, and sometimes myself out there. We want to make sure things are safe, but the weather is outstanding. So what does that do for us? We're keeping our kids in school each and every day. The rhythm, the curricular pacing is all there, and all of our activities can move forward. So on all fronts, while the weather can impact it, when it doesn't, we can really keep things moving forward. So we're proud and happy everybody can participate, get to school safe and sound.
Yeah, rumor has it this week the local golf course supposedly was going to open. That was the rumor I heard. I don't know. You live close to there, so you would know.
I saw the pin up,
know,
so I don't know if they're open or not. But
yeah.
boy, it sure has been a very nice winter.
Mike, thank you for your time. We'll sit down and talk to you next month. Appreciate it.
You bet. Have a great day.